smelling it. All this stuff down here is like weird. Is it dark? I think that's just in the video. Okay, that's great. My son's showing me his butt crack. Hi! Welcome to another edition. I didn't think I was going to have one tonight, but guess what? Here I am. So I'm doing something different here. I'm doing the wide lens thing, which is probably why I look fat. It's probably not at all because I am fat. But I'm back in the dining room, which I think you can see less of the table. But I have a new setup. So I have like a ring light and a thingy-do that holds it up. So what you guys didn't see is before I actually had this like tripod thing and it was all wrapped up and it was stuck onto this really big box fan. It was like the most jank thing you have ever seen in your entire life. So I have this really big setup now. Hopefully this makes me look better in Zoom meetings too. So I'm working on lighting. I have a couple different options. I just can't reach all of it. I have a remote, which I was excited about, but it only works on the regular camera stuff. It doesn't work on Facebook, so fuck that. Okay, so I was debating what to do today while I was working, and it came to me that it would probably be a good idea to start prepping everybody for Easter, which is Sunday, and with that, usually there's brunching, there's mimosas, and even though we're all on quarantine, we'd probably still like to get drunk. So I thought I would start with that. There's a couple of things that I'm going to go over with you guys. One can be a brunch drink. One can be a party drink. It can be dinner drink. It can be whatever. So let's just dig in, shall we? Okay, so I don't have champagne glasses, really, because I usually drink mimosas out of the big ones or a red Solo cup, whatever strikes your fancy. But I do have found some clear wine glasses, so we'll use those as instruction instead. So I'm sure everybody knows there's the regular mimosa drink that is the standard. That is, for if somebody is out there that's been living under a rock or maybe been on quarantine for the past 30 years, it's just orange juice and champagne. I've seen a lot of 50-50 mixes. You can do like some people do and just put a little blip of orange juice in it. You know, whatever you like. Usually mine's about a 50-50 mix. I find that works best for me in flavoring. I'm opening a bottle of champagne that I've had chilling since I talked about it a couple of shows ago. This is a Charles Spar Brut. I don't know what that is. I didn't get it from Grocery Outlet though. I actually belong to a champagne like wine club, and this was one of the ones they gave me. So it's supposed to be really good. I don't know. Charles Spar with 2 R's. Whatever. This might get loud if I can hopefully get this out easy. All right, there we go. Okay, so we popped our bubbly for our holiday. The first thing that I'm going to do is the champagne cocktail. So, like I said, normally your mimosas, your orange juice, and your champagne. I brought this out as an example though too. One thing that I really like to do is cranberry and champagne. Many people will just call that a cranberry mimosa. I've heard it called a ruby slipper. That's how I learned about it. One thing I recommend though, when you're already super, super drunk, do not get into an Uber minivan with a bunch of people. Buy a bottle of Andre champagne from 7-Eleven and then try to mix it into a cranberry juice cocktail jug. Hangovers will pursue from that. So what we're going to do here is make a drink that I've always adored. And I started thinking that I should address it when we were dealing with the old fashions because it follows a lot of the same principles. So we've got the glass here. All you're going to do is take a sugar cube. So I got one little sugar cube. And we're going to take those bitters that we had before. So I like this usually in an evening. It goes good with appetizers. It's more like an aperitif type drink. Throw a couple of dashes of bitters on that. And then all you're going to do is pour the champagne over that, and it's going to start dissolving that sugar cube. And those bitters are going to add just a little bit of flavor to offset that sweet. And then, even though I didn't make it very fancy, I made it rather big, just a little orange twist. So you're just going to kind of squeeze that or twist it. You release some of those oils into it, get that in there so you get that citrus flavor also. So that's just a champagne cocktail. It's pretty easy. The Brut's not bad. Better than Andre. Okay, So that's number one. Move that over here. Number two. What I was thinking about was, if you go to a party, if you go to a larger brunch, so maybe this is going to be something you want to file away for like after quarantine times. As you're doing a brunch, a lot of times you need to make a lot of mimosas, or if you're hosting. So this is a mimosa type drink that can be made into a punch if you really want to make a fuckload of it. You can get a really big pitcher and dump it all in. I have the recipe for that, which I will post with this video when I do post it on the various things. So it'll be on, you know, my Instagram, the Cocktails with Heather Instagram, and the Cocktails with Heather YouTube. So I'm gonna make it in here, and I'm trying to adjust it down to just a glass. It's been a really long time since I've made it in just a glass. It's gonna be very reminiscent of like it's not even like a bay breeze, it's like a tropical breeze or something like that drink, but it does one of my favorite things, which is mix hard booze with champagne. Love doing that. So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a couple maraschinos into the bottom of this glass. So this is a tropical drink. They call it a, I think it's called like tropical punch, tropical mimosa, whatever. So maraschino cherries, I don't know why they always come up. I think it adds a little bit of sweet. I think people just like looking at it in there. Whatever, I don't fuck away. You just throw it in the bottom of the glass. So the next thing we're gonna do is add our champagne. My one trick that I'm gonna give you is if you're going to mix anything with champagne directly in the glass, pour the champagne first, because without fail, champagne will just completely overtake you. So again, I wanna do probably about half the glass in champagne. Yeah, it's already pulling from those maraschino cherries there. Then you're gonna wanna add about a shot of rum. Actually, half a shot of rum into your glass, just for shits and giggles. Now you're gonna do probably about a half a shot of orange juice. That looks nice. And then you're gonna top it off with some pineapple juice. So this isn't a funky thing because I didn't really have pineapple juice, but I did have a can of crushed pineapple in my pantry, and so I just squeezed the shit out of it there. So I'm just gonna top that up with some pineapple juice right there. I'm gonna give this a little stir with my maraschino fork. And look, I made a garnish today. So all I did was cut a slice, and then I cut a little slit in it. Look, you can see inside the slit. So there you go, with a nice little fancy garnish. And you have a Hawaiian or tropical mimosa. This is already in my way. That's actually really good. You can't even taste the rum. These would be really, really dangerous. So like I said, there is a recipe for this that you can make into a huge pitcher. It takes like an entire bottle of champagne. I think it's a cup of rum, a cup of orange juice, and like 2 cups of pineapple juice. And then you mix it up and you can just pour it into individual glasses that are prepared. This one, I just kind of winged it. So in case you're just doing an individual one here. A couple of things that you could do a little bit different, I think might make it interesting if you like it a little bit more sweet. Instead of just using a plain white rum, use a coconut rum. I think Malibu makes them as the original, and then new people make them now too. I would just go with that if you wanted a little bit more tropically in it. Then it would kind of probably taste like that Pog shit, but with really, really hard booze. And by the way, Pog goes great with coconut rum on its own. That is nice. Okay, so that gives you a couple of options besides your straight orange juice mimosa or your straight cranberry juice mimosa, which is my favorite. I'm a big fan of the cranberry juice. I'm really glad I brought 3 glasses out here. And this will at least help get you through the morning. This year you don't probably have to deal with family too much on Easter, as opposed to other years. But it'll at least get you started and get you in the mood for spring. Tomorrow, I am going to do one tomorrow. It's going to be a pyrotechnic show a little bit tomorrow. Don't get excited. I'm not lighting real big stuff on fire. But I am going to make an absinthe drink for you, and I've officially planned for it so I can obtain all the ingredients I need, which isn't much, but I do need absinthe, which means I have to try and figure out how to get to Bevmo during this time. But what I figured that'll do is if I can take you guys through all that, then maybe you will see the rabbit when he comes to shit Easter eggs in your front yard. Cheers. God, I'm really fat in this thing. Anyways. Enjoy your Friday night of quarantine, people. I hope it's a great one. I hope you're ready to really get bombed tomorrow night because it's the night before Easter. Jesus would want it that way. Bye. Happy Easter.